do. How are you guys doing tonight?
Very good.
We're doing good. Thanks for having us on. Mark, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I'm really excited to have you on, of course. We got some really interesting technology coming out your way. First of all, what is going on with this polar bear back here, though?
That's to scare people like Kevin off. Yeah. Actually, that's been inherited. Got that from my dad, who actually got that from when he was stationed up in Newfoundland from some native Greenlanders, I guess. Got a pelt from them and just kind of traveled around the country with me. So reminds me of my dad. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we have you on today because you're carrying on a legacy of technology that you've worked on in the past. And this really interests me because it's actually a software that I've used in the past as well. So could you dive into why it was important for you to start the LoadBoard Network and really continue providing this load posting aggregation software for users of PostEverywhere in the past?
Sure. Timing is everything, right, in life. And I had heard about the retirement of PostEverywhere, and at the same time I was working with, I still am working with a company called Dex Freight, and they're the latest in technology. And we both had some bandwidth and resources available to actually go after this. And the bottom line is there's a need. There's no question about that. Brokers want choices to be able to post their loads. They don't want to rely completely just on the top two load boards, and they want technology that can help them save time and technology that they can trust. And so it seemed evident to me that load boards are still the preferred platform for matching loads and trucks. So it seemed like a great opportunity to actually help out freight brokers, and not only that, but also all the independent load boards and the TMS, transportation management software companies that have been relying on PostEverywhere to be able to integrate to all these other load boards, and they don't have to do multiple integrations. They can just do one. So
definitely,
right. Or the three.
Yeah, right. And when we talked, we spoke about how carriers and dispatchers and brokers are starting to invest in this type of technology in-house. So it's definitely a need out there. And I think that providing this kind of democratized approach towards finding loads and using load boards is definitely something that's still needed. What's really great about this, though, is that relationship with Dex Freight. Can you explain this new technology that's behind the LoadBoard Network that's different than that of PostEverywhere?
Yeah, so Dex Freight's been building and has actually got a full-blown blockchain environment, infrastructure. And what's so cool about having the LoadBoard Network built on this technology is that it opens up, while we're coming out with it right off the bat, basically as a replacement to PostEverywhere, the infrastructure allows us to actually integrate a lot more third-party technologies into the platform. And it's not what's nice about blockchain is that basically it's about the greater good. So as blockchain expands, it's not a single owner, right? It's a decentralized type environment where third parties and brokers and carriers and shippers all actually end up as owners of the technology and the platform itself. So it allows for the future of posting to pay, and I say future, that's actually already exists, but then also messaging. So it enables a user of LoadBoard Network, whether it's through a TMS or not, or just going onto LoadBoard Network to be able to do future messaging directly with a carrier that might be on one of the load boards or one of the carrier TMSs that's integrated. it allows for integrating with onboarding applications. You can smart contracts, financing options, just all kinds of services like that. PostEverywhere was developed. I started that in 2001. I think we released it in 2003. There's a lot of legacy code there, and so I guess kind of use the analogy, if you consider retiring it is kind of like burning down the forest. Well, now that opens up for a lot of new growth, right? And and it's really great to be able to be leveraging this new technology that DexFreight has been developing over the last couple of years. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're building a really strong infrastructure for the future, right? We're starting to see smart contracts come up in court now, and I think states are going to be really implementing different types of legalities around that. So as that starts to come to play, you're going to be right there ready to attack that for carriers and brokers and shippers alike. So it's a really exciting way to kind of bring PostEverywhere and its capabilities into the quote unquote future, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
awesome.
There's so many, the smaller companies that are coming out. You could just, I don't want to name one because I'm going to be missing a whole bunch of other ones, but I mean, the smaller companies are much more agile, and the amount of technology that they can bring to the party and far exceeds what older technology can even try to keep up with. I mean, you spend so much time just trying to manage and keep your old technology together. It kind of prevents you from actually doing really innovative things, quite frankly, unless you buy it. And so it's kind of what they end up, being stuck with. So what this is going to allow a lot of us to play together and form a big co-op, if you will. I don't necessarily really like the term co-op, but it's kind of what it is in a way. It's right. We're all leveraging this in the future, be leveraging this blockchain technology so that we can all provide services in a larger scale.
That's awesome. So now that this is up and rolling day one, what is available to customers today, and what are you hoping to have available in the near future for them?
Sure. Yeah. So we launched it yesterday, and for the most part, we're just coming out of the gate with a replacement of PostEverywhere. There wasn't a lot of time to actually do anything. I mean, you imagine we're integrating with close to 50 entities between TMSs, freight brokers that have their own management software, and load boards. So I couldn't ask all of them to actually upgrade all of their integrations. So that, day one, we're coming out with a replacement. Customers can go log into LoadBoard Network, post loads, just like with PostEverywhere, and it broadcasts out to the load boards that we're integrated with. There's still more load boards that are lagging just a little bit that are coming on this week and next week. And then the TMS applications, we're redirecting our efforts to bringing them on. And we have a lot of them lined up, ready to integrate. And as they're integrated, those customers will be able to take advantage of the same services. And so
awesome.
That's the plan for right now.
Right. Where can people learn more about the LoadBoard Network?
Yeah, so loadboardnetwork.com. And the site is up. You can click on login, go directly to the application, create an account. Right now, it's free service. The cost for it is also on LoadBoard Network, but basically it's the same or actually a little bit less. Unlike everybody else, is going up in rates just right now. We want to make a service that's actually will work for all. And so I think the pricing is very fair, and I really wanted to make it kind of like a no-brainer, quite frankly, so that there's really not a reason to not. I mean, this expands it. Freight broker, it expands the reach, and the carriers that you find on some of these other load boards, are carriers that you'll end up keeping for the life of your business. A lot of times they're quality carriers. At the same time, it also expands your brand. So, I mean, you could just post to one or two of the other large load boards, that's it. Here, your brand is out, it's a 20 plus load board sitting out there with the name of your company out there. And anybody knows about branding, the more you get, FreightWaves, right? You want it all over the place. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and plus this gives them a one route of doing so. So I really appreciate you being on with us today, Mark. We'll have to have you on in the future, talk about new products as well. And for our audience, we're going to head to break. And after that, I have more with Kevin and the dude on weather and headlines.